Hello friends, once again I welcome you all. In this session, I am going to continue from the previous session where we stopped actually, that is Prayers to Lord Murugan, written by A.K. Ramanujan. So far, we have completed part 1 to part 6, and of course, in this class, we are going to deal with part 7 onwards. So students, as you have learned in the previous couple of classes, I hope like you have a very comprehensive idea in your mind about the poem. It is actually a sequence of poems or the sequence of prayers offered by the poet A.K. Ramanujan to Lord Murugan. Lord Murugan is a god with 6 faces and 12 hands. Lord Murugan is considered to be the god of bestowing prosperity and fertility in life. And by the means of this poem, the poet is trying to focus on the Dravidian religious tradition. So up till now, we talked about part 1 to part 6. And of course, in this class, I am going to continue from the part 7 onwards. Just to take a recap, I would like to inform you that in the previous part, that is part number 6, we studied that the poet has called Lord Murugan as the master of red blood stains. And now you see here how there is a shift in the ideas promoted by the poet. First, I read or recite the text of the poem for your understanding. Let us look at part 7. Lord of the 12 right hands, why are we your mirror men with the 2 left hands, capable only of casting reflections? Lord of faces, find us the face we lost early this morning. This is a very short poem, or the part of the poem, I would say. It comprises of only 9 lines in the structural point of view. But the message which is conveyed by the poet is very important. What does the poet say here? Actually, there is a comparison between the organs of the body of Lord Murugan and the organs of body which are blessed by the nature to the human beings. Here the poet says, Lord of the 12 right hands, why are we your mirror men? As you know, God has created human beings out of clay. And it is also assumed that we are the replica of gods and goddesses. And that's why the poet says here, Lord of 12 right hands, hey you Lord Murugan, you have 12 hands altogether, 6 on the one side, 6 on the other side. And you have made us as your mirror. But the number of hands which are given to you, maybe by the Almighty, maybe by the super God, but we are not blessed by the 12 hands. We are left over with only 2 hands, one the right, another the left. That's all. So the poet says, Lord of the 12 right hands, why are we your mirror men with the 2 left hands? Hey you Lord Murugan, as you are blessed with 12 hands, And as you say that you have created human beings out of clay as your replica, as if it is your reflection. In the structural point of view, we are simply the duplicate to you, but we are not blessed with the 12 hands as you are provided with. Capable of casting reflections. As we say that we are reflecting your personality facet, your ideal status. But is it really happening? When it comes to the number of hands given to human beings, we are provided with only 2. One the right, another the left. But whereas it is your case, you are blessed with 12 hands. So the poet says, Lord of the 12 right hands, why are we your mirror men with the 2 left hands, capable only of casting reflections, Lord of faces? See here now. The poet says, hey, you Lord Murugan, you are the Lord of faces. In fact, we are blessed with only 1 face, whereas you are blessed with 6 faces. Why this discrimination? Lord of faces, find us the face we lost early this morning. Now, the poet is trying to make an irony of the situation here. Of course, every individual tries to create his own identity in the social point of view, professional point of view. Whatever arenas of life we are into, we try to create our own identity. We want to project our one particular successful phase. So here, the poet is trying to make an irony of the situation. What does the poet say? Lord Murugan, you are the Lord of faces because you are blessed with 6 faces. So why don't you give us an opportunity to find a face for ourselves? We also need 1 face, whereas we have lost our identity. Where do we have a face to show to the people? So this morning, we lost our identity. We lost our face. We lost our image as such this morning. Then please, hey you God, Lord Murugan, please bless us with some or the other identity. Whereas you have got 6 faces to show. You have your own image. You have your own identity. You have created the aura around you. But what about us? Even though we are the mirror to you, even though we are the reflections of the gods and goddesses, but we have lost our identity and the face as such this morning. So this is what the poet has put an effort to express his own observations in this particular part of the poem. Now, I will move on to the another part of the poem, that is part number 8. This part number 8 is also a very short part, I would say. In the part 8, the poet has expressed his ideas only in 9 lines. First of all, I'll read or recite the poem, the text of the poem. The poem or the part goes like this. Lord of headlines, help us read the small print. Lord of the 6th sense, give us back our 5 senses. Lord of solutions, teach us to dissolve and not to drown. How beautifully the poet has expressed his ideas. See the right in the beginning of the poem. Lord of headlines. Now, the poet is saying that Lord Murugan is also the Lord of the print media. Earlier, he talked about the nature, natural phenomenon, various aspects of nature, and all greenery and all that. But now, he is claiming that even the inanimate things which are created by the human beings, Lord Murugan happens to be the Lord of all these things also. It indicates that Lord Murugan is the Lord of animate and inanimate things altogether. So the poet says, Lord of headlines, help us read small print. So here, the poet makes an appeal to Lord Murugan. He says that, hey, you Lord Murugan, you are the Lord of headlines. Because whatever breaking news that you releases every morning, that is something really extraordinary for everybody. And we love to read that everyday new message. But you should also bless us with an ability to read a small print. Whatever publications you are making, whatever headline releases you are doing, we should also be able to read it out. So please bestow us with an ability to read the small prints issued by you. In the subsequent stanza, the poet says, Lord of the sixth sense, give us back our five senses. Lord of the sixth sense. First of all, the poet is saying that, hey, you Lord Murugan, you are the Lord of sixth sense. What do you mean by sixth sense? Whenever you find an individual having something extraordinary in his personality or an extraordinary facet in his personality, then we say like the person has a sixth sense. It may be the scientific talent, artistic talent, literary talent, technological talent, or something else that is something very conspicuous, something very remarkable. If at all, it is added to your personality, that specific talent is called sixth sense. And here the poet says, Lord of the sixth sense. But immediately the poet is complaining that whatever five senses we have, we are blessed by the nature. Please give us back. It indicates that we have lost all our five senses. What are the five senses? As blessed us by the nature, as given us by the nature. First one is smelling by nose, to see by eyes, to feel by touch, to listen by ear, and to taste by tongue. So smelling, or else to see, to smell, to feel, to listen, and to taste by the different organs of our body, that is by nose, eyes, skin, ear, and tongue. These are the five senses which are given to us by nature. And the poet is very clearly requesting Lord Murugan that, Lord Murugan, you are the Lord of six senses. But my humble request to you, please give us back our five senses. It means the human beings have lost their five senses. Actually, this is a very ironical statement made by the poet. Poet is making the irony of the situations. He is trying to present the difference between the appearance and reality. What we are within and how we project ourselves to the people around. So that difference the poet is trying to project by the means of this particular stanza. Towards the end of part 8, the last stanza of this part comprises of only 3 lines. One more very important expression the poet has made. Lord of solutions, teach us to dissolve and not to drown. Because of the heavy weight of the human beings, and we are not like either a sugar or salt that easily gets dissolved into water. Moreover, we get drowned into the water instead of getting dissolved into the water. So here the poet says, Lord Murugan, you are the Lord of solutions. You know how to make the solutions. But you have not made us either like sugar or salt that gets dissolved into the water. On the contrary, we get drowned into the water. So I request you, once again, I made a humble request to you that please teach us how to get dissolved into the water instead of getting drowned into the water. So very beautifully and effectively, the poet has concluded this particular stanza.